All right. Like I have explained many times before, I have no idea what I'm doing. So let's go here. How do I get here? I guess I am the only person here. So, what do we got here? Facebook. Facebook made changes which ruin everything because Facebook only cares about you, Facebook, not you. Just about. So they recommend trying again in a few weeks. That limits some pages from going live. They recommend trying again. In the meantime, you can still stream to your profile or other platforms, blah, blah, blah. Let's remove it. Thanks, Facebook. The whole reason I'm on Facebook is to be able to do this stuff. So, anyway, let's talk about some things. School platform. Why? Because Facebook is Facebook, and it's getting harder and harder to actually have a voice and to be heard. So I'm over Facebook. I'm going to use Facebook, and I'm going to talk about Facebook, but I'm just over it. It doesn't do any content. There's nothing of value on Facebook anymore. It's just simply mind-numbing scrolling. So the school platform is where we're going to host all of our content. So if you're seeing this and you haven't signed up for school platform just yet, go to school.com. Our platform, our community is Stronger Together Family. That's where you'll find all of our content like these lives. All right? So, what are we talking about today? Today we're talking about best diet. All right. Question we get all the time is, what's the best diet to eat? I have such and such goals. It really comes down to this. What are you willing to consistently do over time? All right, so keto, carnivore, intermittent fasting, Atkins, high protein, high fat, low fat, high carb, low carb, carb cycling. If you go into carb cycling, what's your cycle? Is it 3-2? Is it 2-1? Meaning 2 days of low carb, 1 day of high carb. 3-2 would be 3 days of low carb, 2 days of high carb. 4-1, 4 days of low carb, 1 day of high carb. 5-1. Okay, you get the picture. Now, here's the thing. Your diet comes down to this. What are your goals? How consistently will you be? Are you restricting the foods that you enjoy so that you're constantly feeling like you're miserable? That's a problem. All right, so we love to turn to people who do shows, bodybuilding shows, bikini athletes, wellness athletes, male bodybuilders, physique athletes, and say, oh, what's your diet like? Here's the thing. You are training and dieting for life, being good at your life. They're training for a show to look good on a stage. Don't compare your everyday to their restricted, goal-driven deadline diet. There is a program called the Deadline Diet. Shout out to Jeff McCarroll, genius level nutritionist, biochemist, former founder of Nutrex. Came up with the Deadline Diet. You can find it on bodybuilding.com, I still believe, which is basically do this diet, but you're shooting for this deadline. It's great for bodybuilders because they know they do not have to do it in a year or 2 years or 6 months. It's for a specific diet. So it's really restricted, has a well-rounded amount of food or options, but it's limited in its scope of what you're allowed to have in terms of food choices. Okay, so it is mostly healthy food options. There's no desserts on there. But for someone who is really goal-driven and says, this is my deadline, or let's say 4 months, it's October right now, so November, December, January, February. I have a show in February. We would start prepping for your show now, and in 4 months, you'd be in amazing shape because the program was on point, your cardio was great, your lifestyle was conducive, and your diet was dialed in or perfect or where it needs to be in order to achieve the look that is required to get on stage. All right. So a lot of times bikini athletes in those shows nowadays do bikini and not like body or bigger muscular like figure or wellness because it's easier to lean out and it's a quicker process so they get on stage quicker. All right. That's neither here nor there as far as regular life, but don't compare your everyday life to their contest prep life. All right. So what diet is best? Well, Intermittent fasting could be great. Carnivore could be great. Keto could be great. Carb cycling could be great. Just well-rounded Whole30 could be great. The question becomes, are you going to do it? Are you going to consistently do it? Are you going to cheat on it and ruin it? But are you actually fueling your body with enough calories to enjoy the activities you're trying to do without crashing, without being moody, without having brain fog? Brain fog is when you're so low carb that your brain just can't function or doesn't function optimally because you're so low carb depleted that your brain is starving essentially for sugar, for fuel, because carbs are the fuel for the brain. Okay. So you get that I just can't concentrate or lethargic, and that's a problem. All right, so find your calorie needs for the day. Okay, most people are 2,000 or less. Okay, big people are 2,500 calories. Now, this is hypothetical, but if you take your weight and you multiply it by 10, if you're trying to maintain, multiply it by 10. If you're trying to lose, multiply it by 9. If you're trying to add muscle, multiply it by 11. It's a non-scientific but very easy to do math formula. If I weigh 220 and I want to maintain 220, I would times it by 10 and I'm at 2,200 calories a day, which is very accurate. I don't know the math because I'm not a mathematician, but if I wanted to do, let me find my calculator. So if I wanted to add a little bit of muscle, I would increase my protein intake. I would times it by 11. Now I'm at 2,420, which is 220 calories more, which if that came from protein would be the protein that helps to build my muscles or repair my muscles from my workouts. If I was trying to lose and I was 220 times 9, now I'm at 1980. So now I'm at 200 calories under. I could possibly drop it a little bit more, but we're not trying to do drastic. A lot of times what our problems are is we go so drastic we can't maintain it. First thing I led with was consistency. We need to be consistent, okay? Because you're going to have junk food. You're going to have a dessert here and there. You're going to go out for drinks with your friends. You're going to enjoy Friday night, late night snacks. Be consistent. If you know what you're going to do and you map it out for the day to allow for those things by meeting your calorie needs, you're on the right track. Too many people are so cut and dried, black and white, angry if they have a cheat meal or angry if they slip up, that they then spiral out of control and it's all downhill. Enjoy life. First and foremost, just enjoy your life. Second, well-rounded means all things are available to you if you so choose. Part of the answer becomes, are you doing it in moderation? Or are you just going hog wild crazy with no self-control, no willpower? Okay? Find out what your calorie needs are. We gave you the easy math. So if you're 150 pounds, 150 times 10 is 1,500 calories. Spread that out throughout the whole day. You basically have 3 meals of 500 calories, which is a pretty good meal, right? You're trying to potentially avoid liquid calories because liquid calories add up very quickly. Your beers, your milks, you could easily drink that much in a day. Now you see where we're getting at this. If you're doing calories that aren't your best choice, you're probably going to have problems right off the jump. All right. So avoiding liquid calories helps you more likely achieve your total daily need goals. If you need to know what your total daily goals are, we can actually figure that out. You can schedule with us to sit down and go over it, and we'll go over the math with you. You could comment right here in the comments, and we'll get, or you could DM us. Just if you're on the school program, just DM us in the chat that school platform has. If you're on Facebook Messenger, you can messenger me, Spencer Aiken, talk about getting scheduled either with myself or Coach Tiffany, and we'll go from there. We can sit down and do a one-on-one talking about your nutrition plan and your goals and find out what's the best nutrition plan for you so that it help you achieve your goals. But we can calculate out your calories, tell you these are your best food options. This is what to avoid. This is what you really want to be doing. Here's a simplified meal plan for you. We can do all that. But back on point. What are you going to do that's going to be consistent and find that you're making the right choices? What is going to keep you from having too many cravings and eating junk food late at night because you just have a sugar craving? Okay. A lot of times it takes about 10 to 14 days for those cravings to go away. So if you are trying to cut cold turkey out of sugar, the bad sugar, the processed sugar, don't think of the sugar that we get from rice or the carbs that we get from rice and potatoes as bad carbs or bad sugars. The sugar that we want to avoid is processed sugar, the high corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup. That's the bad stuff, the processed stuff, the stuff that we don't need in our body. Okay, so yeah, you do want to read ingredients a little bit, but that has more to do with dialing everything in. There's eating healthy and then there's eating for weight loss. They're not necessarily the same thing. Like eating organic doesn't necessarily mean eating for weight loss. Eating healthy and eating organic aren't necessarily the same thing either, because you could find that there are gluten-free absolute crap foods out there, and just because it's gluten-free doesn't mean it's healthy. Just because it's organic doesn't mean it's healthy. Just because it's organic doesn't mean it wasn't sprayed with chemicals either, by the way. Okay? So, what is your best diet? The diet that you will be consistent on, the diet that you will follow, the diet that you will follow through with. That's the plan. You find out what your calorie needs are, find out what foods you actually enjoy eating, and then eat to your daily calorie needs. Simple and easy. Okay, so message, be consistent. Eat to your needs, either deficit, calorie deficit if you're trying to lose weight, calorie equal if you're trying to maintain, calorie surplus in the form of protein if you're trying to add muscle. No one really tries to add fat, except maybe sumo wrestlers, which are the exception that prove the rule. Offensive linemen maybe too. Those type of guys are wanting to add fat because they need the bulk. But that's probably not you. So you want to eat just enough to have the fuel for the body, and that's in the form of protein. All right. So if there are any questions, you can reach out to us on the school platform. We are a school platform. It is Stronger Together Family on there. Other than that, you guys go out, be awesome. That's all we have for the Stronger Together today. It is be consistent, find your calorie needs, and eat to your goals. All right. Thanks, you guys. Go out, be awesome, be amazing. Thank you.